Welcome to Some Guy's Garage. Today we are looking at the DeWalt DCM200. This is B, the bare tool, but this is a Bandfile, so a small 18-inch cordless Bandfile that should be used for sanding and grinding in tight and constricted areas where you might not be able to get a full-size grinder or something like that. But we're going to unbox it, take a look at what's included. This is the bare tool, like I said, so no battery or charger with it, but I've got plenty of those kicking around. So yeah, we'll open it up, take a look, and then try it out on a few things. So first things first, let's open it up. Oh, lots of little bits in here. Okay, so we'll slide this all out. Comes with the typical DeWalt manual. I probably have 1,000 of these things now. If you'd be interested in me doing a full tour of all the DeWalt tools I own at this point, let me know in the comments below. I've kind of hesitated on doing it because it's a lot to put together, but if you guys are interested, I'll kind of pull out every tool and maybe do a 30-second or 10-second blurb on each one. Let me know. So that's that. Okay, so let's see here. We've got a couple of belts. So it does come with a couple of grinding belts or sanding belts. There's a side handle here and actually a belt clip too. Okay, so let's get this out. So looks like one of their typical grinder style side handles and one of their typical belt clips. I will unpack these right now as well. So there's two belts there. These are apparently 18-inch belts, so 18 inches all the way around the circumference, and they look to be, do they say the grit level on these? No, it doesn't look like it says the grit level on them. I believe there's something like 80 grit, and that feels about right. It's like 60 or 80 grit that comes with it. These do look kind of cheap, but might just be, I guess we'll see, right? Whether these hold up or not. And then the tool itself. So it looks like it comes folded up. I've never actually used a Bandfile before, so this is kind of interesting. So I'm going to guess that releases the head, yep, and tightens it back down so you can flip it around that way. Looks like we have a variable speed dial from 1 to 7 here on the front of the tool, or the top of the tool, I should say. There is a small light that you can aim as well, so light on the front of it. There is a lock on the trigger, just like their drills and stuff like that, so you can lock and unlock it. So it's locked and then unlocked. And it looks like there's a couple of adjustments here. So that looks like tracking. You can see as I tighten and loosen it, the top kind of swivels this way and this way. So that's your tracking. And then I'm going to guess this pulls up to, yeah, release the belt. So that just releases the tension and pulls it down. So while we've got it here like this, let's throw a belt on it. I thought I saw an arrow on one of these, so maybe we'll try and make it line up. So you can sort of just see the arrow is pointing to the right here, just on the inside. And you can see it says to turn this way. So we're going to line that up that direction and slip that belt over top. Yeah, just like that. And then we will clip it in and we should be tight now. Yeah, and so that's how you install a belt. Pretty quick and easy. Don't need any tools, which is kind of nice. But let's get a battery on that. Let's put a handle on that and we'll see how it works. Okay, so first things first, battery. Nice that you can stand it on the end there. And then I'm wondering where this handle actually fits in. You guys can help me find this here. Ah, right there on the side. So up here on the left-hand side, there is a small spot to attach the handle. So there we go. We'll turn it down to the slow speed here, and there we go. Pretty quick and easy running. Turn it all the way up. Okay, she moves. Not nearly as loud as a, sorry, just got distracted by the light here. Not nearly as loud as a grinder, so that's nice. I don't think I would need hearing protection for it. Definitely eye protection though, just given how open it is. But let me find a couple pieces of material and we'll try it out on those. All right, so I've got a chunk of square tube here. It's got a little bit of paint on it, so we'll be able to see what it removes. But we'll see how this actually does at just cleaning up some of the paint. We're gonna try it maybe kind of half speed here and just see what it does. Yeah, that works all right. Crank it up here all the way to the top speed. Yeah, nice and easy. And like I said, way easier on the ears than a grinder. That's a lot quieter, but seems to remove metal fairly quickly. And belt wise here, not really any wear or tear on the belt. So seems to be fairly happy with that. And tracking was pretty good just to begin with. Yeah, pretty good there. So the other neat thing about Bandfiles is they can get into spots that most grinders won't. Very typical thing, they have the seam inside these tubes, right? They're just welded. And trying to get in there, you usually have to use a file or something to take those out. But now with a Bandfile, easy enough to come in there. I'm not going to go all the way here, but easy enough to get in the tube and a couple inches in, right? So let me measure that actually for you. The stick out here to the first kind of notch is 3.5 inches. So you're able to get a little ways into the tube and grind out that seam if you need to get slip fits on pipes or anything like that, which you wouldn't be able to do with many other tools. So that's pretty handy in that sense as well. It's also worth mentioning that even though it is on speed 7, the trigger is still variable speed. So you can see it's slower speed now, and I can ramp that up without actually changing the speed. But then on speed 1, you still have a little bit of variable control. It just kind of sets your max speed with that dial. So it gives you 2 ways to control the overall speed of the device. And because it is tiltable, so you can change the angle if you're working in certain spots where maybe you don't have the same length. So there I've got it at a 90-degree angle now. You can kind of see that from both sides. I could work at this angle here rather than having to hold it straight out as well. So just another way to kind of make it more ergonomic depending on what you're doing. Okay, and just for completeness sake, I got a little chunk of wood here. Might as well try wood as well as metal. I think most of the time people use these on metal, not on wood, but just for the fun of it, let's try that out. Easy as that. Actually works quite well, just as quick, and you can see it's gotten a little more dirty and gummed up, but the belt still looks in good shape, not plugged up with anything. So yeah, overall it works fine on wood or metal in that sense. It would be nice for shaping and fine detail polishing or sanding, and is a fair bit faster, like compared to say a Dremel or even an orbital sander at trying to remove this. That was pretty quick to take the paint off of a little chunk of 2x2 here. Compared to what it might take with an orbital sander. So maybe a nice in-between tool to get your rough finish with this and then come back in later. If you can't get a full-size belt sander in there, but come in with this to get the details and then come back over it with a smaller sander after that. But for quick removal into smaller areas, this works quite well. Just one more feature while we're packing up here. I noticed something. You can actually go past 90 degrees if the lock is on. So to fold it up for storage like this, the lock for the trigger actually has to be on before you can fold it past. Once you're in this position, so the trigger's available now, it only goes that far. So you can turn kind of 90 degrees, but then to actually pack it up, you click it in and it'll go the last little bit, and then you can't click the trigger lock back off until you're open up enough that it can fold past that point. So just one other thing to note about storage, so make sure you click it on and then you can fold it flatter for storage. All right, well, that's my first look at the DeWalt DCM200 18-inch Bandfile. Overall, it works quite well. I'm surprised how quickly it's able to remove material, runs smoothly, it's not too noisy, and overall it's just a nice form factor and size to be able to, like I said, tilt the head in all those different directions and just get into all those tight spots that are difficult with typical sanding tools or grinding tools. So compared to a grinder like an angle grinder or a belt sander, a full-size belt sander, handy little tool to be able to get into those tight spots and have that reach as well. Anyway, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. If you aren't already subscribed, please consider it. And as always, thanks for watching.